Hey guys, Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com. Did you catch the new online exclusive release? I am thrilled with some of the things that were just released for customers online exclusive March 3rd. So if you haven't seen, go check it out. We're going to use a bunch of the new product today and make this sweet little pie box. All right, so Resourceful Rusty is a brand new stamp set, and I love all the little things he's trying to do with the apples. I've got a little mini apple pie. This is from the Dollar Tree. I know that Hostess makes these minis, and so does Entenmann's. So you should be able to find these pretty easy in your discount or dollar store. And we got the perfect little box for it. You can do it. Come on, Rusty. All right, so we're going to use Resourceful Rusty and some Memento ink. Resourceful Rusty is a cling stamp set. We're going to stamp on some basic white cardstock and then color Rusty with some Stampin' blends. I pulled the colors for Rusty out of my Designer Series paper. So the Designer Series paper is brand new also. It's called On the Go. And the colors in here are Azure Afternoon, Basic Black, Crushed Curry, Pumpkin Pie, Shy Shamrock, and ready for this one? Strawberry Slush. Yes, it's one of the new in colors and it's coming back. Isn't that cool? All right, so I don't have Strawberry Slush. It was before my time. So I dug deep and got my Sweet Sorbet Stampin' Blends, Shy Shamrock, and Pumpkin Pie right from the paper. And I'm going to color Rusty with Pumpkin Pie. And I'm just going to do this back leg, little arm, and tail kind of as one section. And I'm going to go up to the end of the tail with a ragged line there so you can have a little white tip tail. And then I'm going to bring some dark pumpkin pie kind of under the arm. And then up from the bottom of the tail, following kind of like a ragged line. And I'll blend those two together for his tail. I'm keeping it pretty simple here. And then I'm going to do around his belly just a little bit, and then grab a color lifter because we're going to go around his face, up over his head and ear, and then I'm going to add the littlest shadow along his face and ear with the dark, and then maybe we'll go in just a little bit more around his face. But I'm going to take the color lifter now, and I'm going to go from the white tail and just flick into the pumpkin pie part of the tail. And then I'm going to fade the orange on the belly and the face into the white on the belly and the face. Then I'll go back and do his back arm and leg here with pumpkin pie. This is the light. And then I will do a little bit with the dark, just closest to the body, blend it together with the light, and then I'm going to take the light and just go on the opposite side of his face and belly with the light pumpkin pie, and then I'm going to grab the color lifter and kind of fade that back out to white on that side also. So that's all I did for him. I kind of questioned myself as I was doing it, is it going to look good? But then it dried up and I really like the way it turned out. So that's how I did my Resourceful Rusty to look kind of like an orange squirrel. And I chose pumpkin pie because it matches the keys in my Designer Series paper. So that's that. And the apples are easy. One of these days I'm going to hopefully have Strawberry Slush Stampin' Blends. But for now, I'm going to use my Sweet Sorbet. I think you could try Poppy Parade for now too until we get some more Strawberry Slush products. And then do the apples with the light and add just a little bit of shadow with the dark. I'm staying consistent with my shadow on the left side of my apples. And then the leaves are Shy Shamrock. I'm going to fill in with light Shy Shamrock and then just dab up the left side and at the base with the dark Shy Shamrock. And that's it. That's our little Rusty. He's so cute. And I'm going to cut him and the apple out. All right, let's put some dimensionals and set Rusty aside. All right, the next fun product I want to show you is this On the Go Designer Series paper. So this is brand new. I've been resistant to these papers with the tags and stuff on them, but I think that Stampin' Up! Is not turning back from it. So I'm going to embrace it. Let me show you this paper. It's got Shy Shamrock and Strawberry Slush on the B sides. And then the A sides are these kind of multicolor on the go patterns. It's tags, keys, and keychains. Then the fun plaid with globes and maps and road signs on the back. I love this Shy Shamrock pattern. Suitcases and umbrellas on the back. Let's see, which ones haven't we seen yet? Then there's, yeah, they've got that one. Then there's these 4x6 cards. On the back of that is a fun Strawberry Slush pattern. And I love these little location icons, and we've seen the tags on the back of that one. So I'm going to choose a tag and cut it out of the paper, and I'm going to go with, so I used this one on my original sample, and on this one I'm going to do this guy right here. So I'm just going to cut that guy out with my paper snips. All right, now I've got that one tag. The next thing I'm going to do with the tag is, because they're hand drawn and they're very kind of rustic. I think that's how we're going to put that. They're not exactly perfect. I'm just going to hold this guy over the Shy Shamrock, and I'm going to cut a Shy Shamrock layer just by following right around this tag. Okay, so now I've got my tag and my Shy Shamrock tag, and I'm going to set those aside for a minute. So the next thing we're going to do is grab this mini corrugated embossing folder. I love this. It's a little bit smaller. If you remember, corrugated one we had several years ago. I would say maybe 6 or 7 years ago now. This one is a little bit smaller corrugate, and I really love it. So the regular corrugated will probably leave my collection now, and I'll keep this one because it's just a tiny bit smaller corrugation. I really am excited for this one. It's kind of a basic pattern that you can use with everything. And so we're going to add that texture to our Shy Shamrock tag. I'm going to put it so that the corrugation runs horizontal, and pop it in with 1 and then 4 because it's a 3D. You'll get a nice deep impression. And look at how, so it's a nice corrugated, and we've got another brand new online exclusive product. All right, next up, let's go ahead and just adhere the tag. Let's punch a hole and then we'll adhere the tag. So I've got a 1/8 inch circle punch here, and I'm just going to punch my tag, and then I'm going to line this up so that we've got a mat, and I'm going to glue it down. That'll give it a minute to dry while we put together our box. And with this corrugated, I want to be generous with the glue, and I want to give it a second to grab while we're working on the base of our box. So just line up the hole there and get a nice corrugated mat on that tag. All right, set those aside. Let's get some Shy Shamrock cardstock. This is 6x9. Here's our template. The template photo will be on the blog along with all of the measurements and instructions for this project. We always do a free printable project sheet when we share something on social media. We give you the resources that you need to make the project at kitchentablestamper.com. Just look for the project details. Click here when you get to that post, find the embedded video. Right below the embedded video is a button that says today's project sheet, and you can get the free printable project sheet. All right, so we're going to start on the 9-inch side, and we're going to score at 1 1/4, 4 1/4, 5 1/2, and 8 1/2. And then we're going to rotate to the 6-inch side, and we're going to score at 1 1/4, 4 1/4, and 5 1/2. Super simple little top tuck box. It's 3 by 3 by 1 1/4. Really handy and perfect for these little mini pies. I've found cherry and apple at my Dollar Tree. So, and if you find what else fits in this box, you have some great treat ideas, or you make this box with your Stampin' Up! Supplies, please share with us on the Kitchen Table Stamper Craft Social. You're welcome to join our amazing crafty community. And we want to know what else fits in this box, and we want to see you make it with your Stampin' Up! Supplies. Retired Stampin' Up! Supplies are welcome. The whole idea is to get you stamping and using those purchases, and in a community of like-minded crafters who love Stampin' Up! And love the paper craft. So come join us. All right, so we've got our Shy Shamrock. We want to have this one so that the 1 1/4 inch is to the left, and that skinny little 1/2 inch is across the top. And let's trim according to the template. So I'm going to start at the bottom left here, and this is a glue, or this is a tuck tab right here. So I'm going to angle that square and then cut straight on the long rectangle here. And then just bring a little bit off the edge. That makes it tuck nice and smooth. The rectangle we're going to cut straight, removing the score line, and then again on the tuck tab, a little bit of angle. Straight along that rectangle, angle along that square, and then on our last one, straight up, remove the score line, and then angle on the glue tab. Go for the glue tab here. We just need to go to the next score line, cut an angle, and then remove the square and the rectangle. All right, so then we're rolling around to the top of the box here, and this is going to be, oh, this is a little crooked. That's going to make it fun to round. This is going to be the tuck tab for our box, so we'll go down 2 score lines, and then we're going to angle 2 score lines, remove that. This is a tuck flap, so we're going to go down at an angle, and then go down 1 more score line and go down at an angle. Then remove these 2 rectangles straight across, get that score line cut off. Now we're going to remove this little end of this trapezoid, so cut that score line, and then over here we're going to cut this score line, and then we're going to fix up this so it's got a slight angle on the end. Just go to the score line. All right. This could be a little bit neater. Let me trim that a little bit straighter. There we go. Nice. All right, let's get our Designer Series paper on the box and round the corners for the tuck tab. I've got 4 pieces of this new On The Go Designer Series paper. I've got 2 7/8 square and 2 7/8 by 1 1/8, 2 of each. Let's get those glued down. All right, there's our Designer Series paper. I have a We Are corner rounder, and I'm going to just round these 2 corners. It makes that tab tuck a little bit easier. Need some tear and tape adhesive. Let's assemble the box. Go down the glue tab here. And remove the liner. And fold to score line and then back over. And there's our box. Now the seam's going to go to the back of the box, so tuck in the bottom. And then we're going to add adhesive on the back flap. And then facing in on the front flap. You can do this with liquid glue if you want, but then you gotta kind of hold it and let it grab. I love my tear and tape. It's instant. All right, so back to front, front to back, smooth that down. You should take your pick tool and just make sure that that adhesive grabs across the bottom. We need a little thumb notch in the front here, make it easier. Gonna mark center and grab my little 1/2-inch circle punch here. That's the best way I can get anywhere near center. Let's put one of these little fruit pies in and close it up. Now, let's bring our sample. Got a little bit more die cutting and stamping to do yet. Let me show you another fun new product. I love this die set, you guys. I think it's just really cute and a fun way to add some new shapes to your collection. So this is the Tags to Go dies. All right, you can bundle it with the Tags to Go stamp set. I contemplated not getting bundled on this one. I don't know how much I'm going to use this. I'm going to try. Enjoy, congrats, you're going places. Graduations are coming for your going places. Life's detours are better with you. That's kind of a card that you'd only send pretty specifically. I think it's a little bit more scrapbook focused, but can go cards too. So consider the Tags to Go stamp set. I love the Tags to Go dies. You don't have to get bundled unless you think you're going to use them both. So this is one of those ones where I would encourage you to think about the use of it. Yes, you're going to save 10% if you buy both, but are you going to use both? All right, so bundle them together, save 10%, or just get the dies because the dies are worth their weight in gold. We're going to use the key, the lock, and the long tag today. So here's the little lock, little key, and our sentiment tag. And you will see that between these tags, I'll really get my money's worth out of the dies. The stamps, we'll see what I can do with them. But just consider that. I always try to encourage my customers to take a look at the product and are they really going to use both? Don't just jump on the bundle discount unless you know you're going to use the bundle, okay? So let's do some die cutting. Got a little scrap of crushed curry. I'm going to cut my lock. Got a little scrap. This is just from making my box. It's one of the tabs. I'm going to cut my key and then a little scrap of basic white. And I'm going to cut my tag. Let me grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and we'll run all those in one pass. Okay. Just so cute. I love this little key. I'm going to put it on the magnet so I don't lose it. Look at the little Shy Shamrock key. Oh, cute. Little paper embellishments, you guys. I love little paper embellishments. And this is the first I've seen of like little locks and keys that I can use to decorate projects. So this one was definitely high on my list of things to get from this new release. I'm always looking for a little sentiment tag. I add my sentiments on tags because when you stamp it uphill, downhill, it's not completely solid, then you just throw the tag away and you get another tag. I never stamp, almost never stamp directly on a project or directly on another element for for the project, because if you don't stamp it perfectly, it's not such a loss when it's on a little tag. So these little tags, they're gold for me. I love them. And the more shapes, the better. All right, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. It's a little bit uphill. So I can do it again and see if it's better and less uphill. It's pretty subtle, but like I'm illustrating my own point. If it's not perfect, it's okay because it's on another element. That is a little better. Okay. And what's a tag? You got plenty of scraps. So that's why I do that. And whenever I find a stamp set with a great tag shape or a die set with a great tag shape, right in the cart it goes. All right, so this guy can go up here, still in view. We've got our tag, we've got our sentiment, and our Rusty. I'm gonna go ahead and first use some of this new ribbon and put a bow in the tag. So this is brand new. It's basic white. It's a woven ribbon. It's only 1/4 of an inch, which is kind of nice. I like the little petite width and white, so it's nice and flexible. You can dye it with your re-inkers if you want to. So just put from front to back. I'm going to loop. I'm going to swoop over the top. You notice I didn't tie a knot. There's no need for a big knot there because we're going to layer over it, and that way we don't have a big bulky center, and we use just a little bit less ribbon, which is nice. Conserve the ribbon. All right, so I've got my little white bow ready to go. Let's trim the ends. The weave of this ribbon is a little bit loose, so I do find that the end shreds a little bit. That's my only complaint about it. It ties really nicely. It lays really flat. It's a good width, and you can dye it, but it does shred a little bit on the ends. All right, then I'm going to add my tag, lock, and key. I'm going to do that with dimensionals. And you'll see that I'm just making sure that the little hole in the tag and the lock and the key all line up so that we can go through the tag with some twine, because we've got these beautiful brand new Pack Your Bag 3 twine pack. It's got Azure Afternoon, Shy Shamrock, and Strawberry Slush twine. So I'm going to take a little dab of glue on the back of my key and then line up everything so that that hole is clear. All right, now while that dries for a second, let's add Rusty to the picture. And a little apple. I think Rusty's got to go a little further right so our apple can fit there. Got our apple. Now I'm going to take my Strawberry Slush and Shy Shamrock 3 twine pack. Yeah, so it's a twine, not like a linen thread. I was kind of hoping it would be like a linen thread, but it's more like a baker's twine. I'm going to pull the length from both of them and then take my little flosser. I love these things. I linked them on Amazon below. Same with my little tiny squeeze bottle, which made putting that key on there super easy. Now we lined up all the holes, so we just pop through with the flosser and then pull. Now we've got both of the twine through. You're going to make a thread knot, so you need enough of the twine to loop it around your finger and tuck. So that I have a little bit more maybe than I need, but I've got to loop it and then bring the 4 ends through that loop. So take just a little bit more than you think you need. Tie your thread knot. You know what? Let me try something here. Because it's 4 layers that I'm trying to get through. Okay, so I've got the loop, and then I've got 4 layers here. I'm trying to get those 4 layers through there. I wonder if my little flosser might help me even in such a tight quarters. Let me see. So if I pull that through, will it go? Oh, it did. It totally did. And it kept all the 4 ends together. Huh, use these floss threaders. They're so handy. All right, so I'm going to just tighten up this thread knot. How handy was that? Live action discovery. All right, then pull that thread knot down. So cute. And we got a little bit. Needs a little haircut. Ha! Do you love it? Do you love this new color twine? I love it. I love that the strawberry slush is back too. All right, let's go ahead and put some dimensionals on the box. And here's the thing, I'm putting it on the box because the top of the tag is going to go way up to the top of the box, and we don't want to end up with a dimensional here and close the box. So put the dimensional on the box, and then we'll add our tag. And then we need a little bit of sparkle. Last step, a little bit of sparkle. These are brand new again for this online exclusive release. The products just coordinated so well with this online exclusive. You see it, I've used so many today. This is called Starburst Sequins, and I'm going to use these crushed curry ones. And what I'm going to do is put it in kind of a triangle placement with the lock. So the lock and then the 2 sequins make a nice little triangle, visual triangle. And that, my friends, is the Resourceful Rusty Pie Box. All right, if you've got any questions about the project, the new online exclusive release, if there's anything I can do to help you stay crafty, email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. And to shop Stampin' Up 24/7, you can buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.